18. Wastewater story. All of us use water in our homes and make it dirty. Dirty? Are you surprised? Rich in lather, mixed with oil, black brown water that goes down the drains from sinks, showers, toilets, laundries is dirty. It is called wastewater. This used water should not be wasted. We must clean it up by removing pollutants. Have you ever thought where the wastewater goes and what happens to it? 18.1 Water, our lifeline. Clean water is a basic need of human being. Let us make a mind map of the many uses of clean water. Activity 18.1 Do this. We have given one example of the use of clean water. You can add many more. Clean water put to use. Drinking. Clean water that is fit for use is unfortunately not available to all. It has been reported that more than 1 billion of people have no access to safe drinking water. This accounts for a large number of water related diseases and even deaths. Even children walk for several kilometers to collect clean water. As you read in chapter 16, is it not a serious matter for human dignity? You have studied in chapter 16 about the increasing scarcity of fresh water due to population growth, pollution, industrial development, mismanagement, and other factors. Realizing the urgency of the situation on the World Water Day on 22 March 2005, the General Assembly of the United Nations proclaimed the period 2005 to 2015 as the International Decade for Action on Water for Life. All efforts made during this decade aim to reduce by half the number of people who do not have access to safe drinking water. There has been perceptible progress in the direction of the aim, but still there is a lot to achieve. Cleaning of water is a process of removing pollutants before it enters a water body or is reused. This process of wastewater treatment is commonly known as sewage treatment. It takes place in several stages. 18.2 What is sewage? Sewage is wastewater released by home, industries, hospitals, offices, and other users. It also includes rainwater that has run down the street during a storm or heavy rain. The water that washes up roads and rooftops carries harmful substances with it. Sewage is a liquid waste. Most of it is water, which has dissolved and suspended impurities. Activity 18.2 Do this. Look at an open drain near your home, school, or on the roadside and inspect water flowing through it. Record color, odor, and any other observation. Discuss with your friends and your teacher and fill up the following table. We know that sewage is a complex mixture containing suspended solids, organic and inorganic impurities, nutrients, saprophytes, and disease causing bacteria and other microbes. This includes the following organic impurities: human feces, animal waste, oil, urea, urine, pesticides, herbicides, fruit and vegetable waste, etc. Inorganic impurities, nitrates, phosphates, metals, nutrients, phosphorus and nitrogen, bacteria such as Vibrio cholera, which causes cholera, and Salmonella paratyphi, which causes typhoid. Other microbes such as protozoans, which cause dysentery. 18.3 Water freshens up an eventful journey. In a home or a public building, generally one set of pipes brings clean water and another set of pipes takes away wastewater. Imagine that we could see through the ground. We would see a network of big and small pipes called table contain contaminant survey, serial number, type of sewage, point of origin, contaminants, any other remark. 1. Sewage water kitchen. 2. Foul waste toilets. 3. Trade waste industrial and commercial organizations. Do this and comment this. Sewers forming the sewerage. It is like a transport system that carries sewage from the point of being produced to the point of disposal, that is treatment plant. Manholes are located at every 50 meter to 60 meter in the sewerage, at the junction of two or more sewerage and at points where there is a change in direction. Activity 18.3. Do this. Study the sewage route in your home or school or building. Do the following. Make a line diagram of the sewage route. Walk down the street or survey the campus to find the number of manholes. If possible, observe open drain and record which living organisms are found in and around it. In case you do not have a sewerage system in your locality, find out how sewage is being disposed of. Treatment of polluted water. Perform the following activity. It will help you understand the processes that take place at the wastewater treatment plant. Activity 18.4. Do this. Divide yourself into groups to perform the activity. Record observation at each stage. Fill a large glass jar 3 by 4 full of water. Add some dirty organic matter such as grass pieces or organic peels, a small amount of detergent, and a few drops of an ink or any color. Cap the jar, shake it well, and let the mixture stand in the sun for 2 days. After 2 days, take the mixture and pour a small sample into test tube. Label this test tube before treatment, sample 1. How does it smell? Use an aerator from an aquarium to bubble air through the sample in the glass jar. Allow several hours for aeration. Leave the aerator attached overnight. If you do not have an aerator, use a mechanical stirrer or a mixture. You may have to stir it several times. The next day, when aeration is complete, pour another sample into a second test tube. Label it as after aeration. Sample 2. Fold a piece of filter paper to form a cone. Wet the paper with tap water and then insert the cone in a funnel. Mount the funnel on a support as you have learned in class 6. Place layers of sand, fine gravel and finally medium gravel in the funnel figure. An actual filtration plant does not use filter paper, but the sand filter is several meters deep. Pour the remaining aerated liquid through the filter into the beakers. Do not allow the liquid to spill over the filter. If the filtered liquid is not clear, filter it a few times till you get clear water. Pour a sample of the filtered water into a third test tube labeled filter. Sample 3. Figure filtration process. Pour another sample of the filtered water into a fourth test tube. Add a small piece of a chlorine tablet. Mix well until the water is clear. Label the test tube chlorinated sample 4. Observe carefully the samples in all the test tubes. Do not test, just smell them. Now answer the following questions. A. What changes did you observe in the appearance of the liquid after aeration? B. Did aeration change the odor? C. What was removed by the sand filter? D. Did chlorine remove the color? E. Did chlorine have an odor? Was it worse than that of the wastewater? 18.4 Wastewater Treatment Plant WWTP. Treatment of wastewater involves physical, chemical, and biological processes which remove physical, chemical, and biological matter that contaminates the wastewater. 1. Wastewater is passed through bar screen. Large objects like racks, sticks, cans, plastic packets, napkins are removed. Figure. Figure bar screen. Water then goes to a grit and sand removal tank. The speed of the incoming wastewater is decreased to allow sand, grit, and pebbles to settle down. Figure. Grit and sand removal tank. 3. The water is then allowed to settle in a large tank which is sloped towards the middle. Solid-like faces settle at the bottom and are removed with. Figure. Water clarifier. A scraper. This is the sludge. A skimmer removes the floatable solids like oil and grease. Water so cleared is called clarified water. Figure. The sludge is transferred to a separate tank where it is decomposed by the anaerobic bacteria. The biogas produced in the process can be used as fuel or can be used to produce electricity. 4. Air is pumped into the clarified water to help aerobic bacteria to grow. Bacteria consume human waste, food waste, soaps, and other unwanted matter still remaining in clarified water. Figure. Figure. Aerator. After several hours, the suspended microbes settle at the bottom of the tank as activated sludge. The water is then removed from the top. The activated sludge is about 97% water. The water is removed by sand drying beds or machine. Dried sludge is used as manure, returning organic matter and nutrients to the soil. The treated water has a very low level of organic material and suspended matter. It is discharged into a sea, a river, or into the ground. Nature cleans it up further. Sometimes it may be necessary to disinfect water with chemicals like chlorine and ozone before releasing it into the distribution system. Become an active citizen. Waste generation is a natural part of human activity, but we can limit the water in a river is cleaned naturally by processes that are similar to those adopted in a wastewater treatment plant. Did you know? It has been suggested that we should plant eucalyptus trees all along sewage ponds. These trees absorb all surplus wastewater rapidly and release pure water vapor into the atmosphere. Type of waste and quantity of waste produced. Often we have been repelled by offensive smell. The sight of open drains is disgusting. The situation worsens in the rainy season when the drains start overflowing. We have to wade through the mud pools on the roads. Most unhygienic and unsanitary conditions prevail. Flies, mosquitoes, and other insects breed in it. You can be an enlightened citizen and approach the municipality or the Gram Panchayat. Insist that the open drains be covered. If the sewage of any particular house makes the neighborhood dirty, you should request them to be more considerate about others' health. Don't add to the load of WWTP. Paheli wonders how. 18.5 Better housekeeping practices. One of the ways to minimize or eliminate waste and pollutants at their source is to see what you are releasing down the drain. Cooking oil and fat should not be thrown down the drain. They can harden and block the pipes. In an open drain, the fats clog the soil pores, reducing its effectiveness in filtering water. Throw oil and fats in the dustbin. Chemicals like paints, solvents, insecticides, motor oil, medicines may kill microbes that help purify water, so do not throw them down the drain. Used tail lifts, solid food remnants, soft toys, cotton, sanitary towels, etc. should also be thrown in the dustbin. Figure. These wastes choke the drain. They do not allow free flow of oxygen. This hampers the degradation process. Figure. Do not throw everything in the sink. In the year 2016, the Government of India has initiated a new mission known as Swachh Bharat, under which a lot of drives such as proper sewage disposal and providing toilets for everyone have been started. Varmi processing toilet, a design of a toilet in which humans excreta is treated by earthworms has been tested in India. It has been found to be a novel, low water use toilet for safe processing of human waste. The operation of the toilet is very simple and hygienic. The human excreta is completely converted to vermicakes, a resource much needed for soil. 18.6 Sanitation and Disease. Poor sanitation and contaminated drinking water is the cause of a large number of diseases. Let us look at our own country. A vast number of our people are still without sewerage facility. Where do they relieve themselves? A very large fraction of our people defects in the open and dry riverbeds, on railway tracks, near fields, and many a time directly in water. Untreated human excreta is a health hazard. It may cause water pollution and soil pollution. Both the surface water and groundwater get polluted. Groundwater is a source of water for wells, tube wells, springs, and many rivers, as you learned in chapter 16. Thus, it became the most common route for waterborne disease. They include cholera, typhoid, polio, meningitis, hepatitis, and dysentery. Bojo wants to know how sewage is disposed of in an aeroplane. 18.7 Alternative arrangement for sewage disposal. To improve sanitation, low-cost on-site sewage disposal systems are being encouraged. Examples are septic tanks, chemical toilets, composting pits. Septic tanks are suitable for places where there is no sewerage system. For hospital, isolated buildings, or a cluster of 4 to 5 houses, some organizations offer hygienic on-site human waste disposal technology. These toilets do not require scavenging. Excreta from the toilet seats flow through covered drains into a biogas plant. The biogas produced is used as a source of energy. 18.8 Sanitation at public places. In our country, fairs are organized periodically. A large number of people participate in them. In the same way, railway stations, bus depots, airports, hospitals are very busy places. Thousands of people visit them daily. Large amount of waste is generated. Here, it must be disposed of properly, otherwise epidemics could break out. The government has laid down certain standards of sanitation, but unfortunately, they are not strictly enforced. However, all of us can contribute in maintaining sanitation at public places. We should not scatter litter anywhere. If there is no dustbin in sight, we should carry the litter home and throw it in the dustbin. Conclusion: we all have a role to play in keeping our environment clean and healthy. You must realize your responsibility in maintaining the water sources in a healthy state. Adopting good sanitation practices should be our way of life. As an agent of change, your individual initiative will make a great difference. Influence others with your energy, ideas, and optimisms. A lot can be done if people work together. There is great power in collective action. Mahatma Gandhi said, no one need to wait for anyone else to adopt a human and enlightened course of action. Keywords: addition, aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, biogas, contaminant, sanitation, sewage, sewer, sewerage, sludge, wastewater. What you have learned: used water is wastewater. Wastewater could be reused. Wastewater is generated in homes, industries, agriculture fields, and in other human activities. This is called sewage. Sewage is a liquid waste which causes water and soil pollution. Wastewater is treated in a sewage treatment plant. Treatment plants reduce pollutants in wastewater to a level where nature can take care of it, where underground sewerage system and refuse disposal systems are not available. The low-cost on-site sanitation systems can be adopted. By products of wastewater treatments are sludge and biogas. Open drain system is a breeding place for flies, mosquitoes and organisms which cause disease. We should not defecate in the open. It is possible to have safe disposal of excreta by low-cost methods. Exercises: do this and comment this. Extended learning activities and projects: do this and comment this. For more information, consult Millennium Development Goals, http www.un.org. Millennium Goals, Water for Life International Decade for Action, http www.un.org. Water for Life Decade, http www.cepunep.org/pub/tech reports tr43en/household%20 systems.htm. By providing clean water and sanitation to the poorest people on the planet, we can reduce poverty and suffering and ensure education for all children. UNICEF. An early engineering feat: Indus Valley Civilization. One of the ancient civilizations, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, had perhaps the world's first urban sanitation system. Within the city, individuals' houses or groups of houses obtained water from wells. There was a separate room for bathing, and wastewater was directed to the covered drain which lined the major street. The oldest toilet, made of bricks, is about 4500 years old.